Well, it is Sunday night.
At 7 o'clock.
It's 7 o'clock.
We're on time.
Are we on time?
This may be the first time in the history of our show.
I'm John Pope.
I'm Ryan White.
And you're watching The Chain Gang. Man, it's been a while.
It's been a hot minute, and I have missed your ugly face.
I've missed you, man. Hey, it's going to be an exciting show tonight. We have with us our guest, the legend. From Rich TV, Rich Sturts.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be here. It has been a while.
It has.
Is he here? Because I can't really see him.
Hold on.
Oh, his camo. No, it's his camo.
Oh, his camo, yeah.
I got my Hunter Orange up front where you can see me right away.
Little B is not even taking care of our...
Get off your phone, B.
Get off your phone, B.
This is a high-quality show with top-notch production.
Yeah.
Get the logo on the back, girl.
Hey, we want to, as always, we want to say, if you're joining us just now, please like and share our page.
Yeah, man. That's how we get this message out.
That's how we do this.
Across the country.
We're, I
Worldwide.
think,
Wait,
on ESPN, The Ocho.
I feel kind of weird talking in this mic.
I know.
I hope it sounds good, though.
I think it sounds good. I hope so.
I feel like I'm talking differently, too. Like I got to put on a radio voice.
Like Stephen King, like, and then they were out by themselves.
Oh, man, that sounds good in my ears, but I don't know what it sounds like right there.
I don't either. Our executive producer's back there listening to the show. Hopefully she'll tell us how we sound. So, hey, as much as we like you to like and share, we also, this is an interactive show. Yeah, it's a sports show.
Bring them comments on.
There's going to be a million different comments on here, a million different opinions, and we want to hear them all.
Yeah, we like to have that good dialogue and conversation with our peoples. What are we thinking?
She's saying Ryan up a little bit.
Hey, that's what you can't have too much of my microphone. I like the way she thinks.
How's that sounding now, executive producer?
She don't know.
She's
just walking away.
Okay. Well, we're going to go from here. Hey, like we said, like and share our pay or our this broadcast.
Yeah.
And we are going to thank our first sponsor right now, Kaiser Chiropractic.
Yeah.
I am a second-generation chiropractor, so chiropractic is my passion. I had a practice in Kansas City. My wife and I, Shauna, decided to get out of the city. We found Rogersville, and we set up shop here, and we love it. It's a cash practice only, so we want to keep it simple. We just have a flat rate fee for our patients. It brings me great joy to have patients tell me that they're feeling better all over. We not only treat the affected area, but we treat the whole body, the whole person.
So we want to thank Dr. Kaiser.
Yeah, man. He'll get you straight, dude.
He'll get you straight. Alicia was actually forming a little bit of a hump.
Did she get her lined out?
He got her lined out. I mean, she was kind of walking like this, and I said, "Hun, I think it's time to see." She's going to hit me when we're done with
I'm
this.
sure she will.
That's awesome. No, thank you, Dr. Kaiser. Big Notre Dame fan. Hey, congrats on making the playoffs.
And you blew it again.
You blew it.
They always do.
Yep, it wasn't good. So,
but hey, they made
you know what I like about Dr. Kaiser?
What's that?
The biofreeze.
Oh yeah,
goodness.
It's a
best place in town to go get frozen.
Biofreeze is the best, especially. I mean, that stuff works.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I'm not that old yet. I imagine I will be at some point.
When you get to my age.
Right.
Hey, so let's open up with some high school sports. Yeah. I'm excited. I'm going to talk real quick. We have, starting tomorrow, we have the Lady Cat basketball tournament starts tomorrow. Your Logan Rogersville Lady Cats, they take the court at 6 o'clock.
I love basketball.
I love it.
I love it.
We had a show with Coach Dishman last week, and so let me go over their season real quick. They did a I don't know what it's a tournament, preseason tournament at Fairgrove.
Pre-Rona tournament?
Pre-Rona tournament.
Oh, okay.
And then they got quarantined.
Then the Rona.
The Rona. They did not get to play another game again until the pink and white.
So now we're post-Rona.
So we're post-Rona. Then they got quarantined again.
Uh-oh.
So Slam and Stevie Ray and I, we're calling those games. We have yet to call a home or an away game for the Lady Wildcats.
It's going to happen though soon, and the fans, they better get ready for what's getting ready to take place on this microphone.
What did we what did we say? What did we say about the Lady Cat volleyball team?
They got a little chippy.
They got chippy. You know what's amazing though is so they played the Fairgrove tournament. They were out for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Then they come back and played the Pink and White, and they played El Dorado Springs, which is a great, fantastic girls basketball team.
That'd be really hard as an athlete. You'd be on and then off and then on again, and then you're not really getting into a good flow. So I don't know, as a coach, I'm sure that's a real challenge trying to get your girls to be, you got to have that chemistry,
yeah,
continuity.
Not only that,
rotations in place.
Think about the cardio.
Yeah, no kidding. Those girls got to be working on their own, I'm sure.
So they held their own with El Dorado Springs in the Pink and White.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the second half, things happened and it got away from them a little bit. But they showed out well at the Pink and White.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like then as the season progresses along, we should expect, I would think, you're going to start seeing some consistency. The girls are going to get more familiar with one another. Their passing and their timing is going to be crisper as we go. And, who knows what by the end of the season what they look like.
Eric Holmes, which he's kind of a friend of mine.
Oh, yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
Chiming in?
He's already given me crud about Chiefs better than Browns.
We ain't even talking about that yet.
We haven't even started talking about that yet, man.
Come on, man. Slow down.
Hold on. I think we have a really good team.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Dishman, this is his first year.
Yeah.
I am extremely excited.
I've listened to him speak on some of your guys' interviews, and I like him.
Yeah.
Just by what I hear.
Yeah.
He told me that this is going to be probably one of the best tournaments coming up that we've had in Southwest Missouri. We got Rolla here, Stratford, and some big teams. And once they get done with that, he said it's going to be like playing the NBA. They're going to play 3 times a week.
That's awesome.
And
I would love that.
You guys better be ready on the radio call because it sounds like you're going to have a full-time jamboree.
Well, I'm excited. I'm like you. You go from, basketball's one of my favorites. It's probably my second favorite sport.
Sure.
Outside of soccer.
What?
Ballard's kind of turned me, man. But no, I have felt so bad for our Lady Wildcat basketball team.
Yeah. They'll get it going.
I want to tell you all about a sleeper that's in this tournament. It was in last year. Is that Sparta team?
Yeah.
They played lights out last year and lost to Stratford at the end. So this team is packed. And, as you guys said, we're going to have a little bit of disadvantage. But I hear we're having quarantine practices. Have you heard that?
I have not. I can't confirm or deny anything about this.
I don't have a clue what
I
you're
don't know.
talking about.
I don't know.
Well, I don't either. That's what's out in the community. So, but it makes sense if we're all quarantined, we all be there for whatever time. But Coach Dishman's the best. I talked to him at some of the boys' basketball. He comes and supports the boys' games, and like I said, it's going to be a jam-packed tournament coming up this week. Get started tomorrow, Monday. We play Monday,
6:00.
Yeah, we play Monday, Tuesday, or off Wednesday, Thursday, and then Saturday, I believe. But,
yeah, we have Hollister. We open with Hollister in this tournament. So, hey guys, Christopher Brandenburg's, him and Holmes are going at it already on the comments.
That's what we want.
I love it. So come out, support our Lady Wildcats tomorrow. We will be live from there, and like Slam and Stevie and I said, come up and see us. Holler at us. We'll put you on air. But if you do, bring a hot dog.
Yes, or pretzel with cheese.
Pretzel with cheese. Alicia already said to find your own dinner. She must have heard the Kaiser comment. So, hey, in the left-hand bottom corner of your screen is the number for Kaiser Chiropractic. Give him a call. He will get you straight. So,
I like it.
I'm going to switch gears from basketball just a second to go to wrestling.
Yeah, that's the toughest sport in the world.
It is I'm hands down.
It's not the best sport in the world because we all know at this table that would be football. But wrestling is the toughest sport ever.
Yeah. Because, it is a cardio. You wrestle for 5 minutes. It's like playing an entire football game.
Yes, it is intense. Those guys and girls, for that matter, when they get out there, the time and the effort and the work that they put in to go out there and wrestle a 6-minute match is incredible.
B, why are you not wrestling?
Because it's the hardest
It's the
sport
hardest
in the world.
Well, I'm going to go over some of the tournaments because we have been off for break. We are back. I've missed you.
I think I said that already.
You said some really weird stuff pre-show, but we won't go there. I'm going to go over some of the tournaments and some of the standings, if that's okay.
Yeah, I'd love to hear about it.
Kinlock, and I hope I pronounced that correct. Kinlock tournament. The team took second.
That's
overall. Jacob Foster first in the 120, 132-pound Riley Williams first, 138-pound Gabe Brandenburg first.
Hold on a second. Riley Williams wrestles at 132 pounds.
I assume, man, he's bigger than that on the field.
Well, so that's the thing about football. I'm not trying to steal your glory, but when we watch him play, and I see with what kind of power that he usually runs with, he's got such a good forward lean and leverage, which is all attributed to wrestling. I cannot imagine how much weight he has to cut to wrestle at 132.
That's true. Yeah.
So, wow.
Yeah, that's amazing. 138, Gabe Brandenburg first. 145, Kit Farron first.
Lots of firsts.
152, Bo Thompson third. 170, Rylan Hatcher third. 195, Davin G second. 220, our boy Joey Anderson. Joey second. And 285,
In the heavyweight.
Vosity at third at 285, man. He's not 285.
That's dude.
If he is, good. All right, so I'm going to go to the Monette tournament. 120, Jacob Foster third. 126, Griffin Swearingen fourth. 132, Riley Williams second. 138, Gabe Brandenburg third. And 145, Kit Farron third.
Yeah. I mean, just based on what you've read, that tells you that they have an amazing youth program going up through middle school up into the high school ranks. And I can personally speak on the youth part of it because we had the kids in there a couple years ago, and the high quality of coaching that those guys get and girls, the kids don't even realize what they're getting exposed to and who they're learning from, but it is amazing what that program in general brings to the table for Rogersville.
Yeah, and it's one of those programs, and you and I talk a lot about this, of starting them young. You know, I'm against, hey, you're a wrestler the rest of your life, or you're a basketball player the rest of your life, but the exposure to coaches at, you know, our kids' age is amazing. I mean, really good coaches. Yesterday they did a Republic tournament. At 120, Jacob Foster first place. 126, Griffin Swearingen second place. 138, Gabe Brandenburg second place. 145, my boy Kit Farron at first. 152, Bo Thompson second. 195, once again, Joey Anderson second.
Yeah, baby.
And 220, Tristan Voss with a first place finish.
So Tristan Voss went from 285 to 220.
I don't know, man. Maybe I'm writing that.
I think we got something screwed up, but either way.
Yeah, I might have wrote that down wrong.
That last tournament, whoever was in the 132 class, they got lucky because Riley probably didn't wrestle.
Well, and my wife and executive producer, she's already calling us out. She said Tristan is in the 225 division.
So think about that. Think about Tristan Voss at 225.
You know what's funny is, I couldn't believe 285 because I'm like, dude, that guy's huge, all muscle. So hey, congratulations in there. We'll talk a little more on wrestling here in just a second.
I'm proud of you boys.
Proud of you guys.
Hey, I got something for the viewers. Does anybody out there know of or can speak to or maybe chime in on our chat about any of our female wrestlers, or do we have any? And if so, maybe enlighten us to some of that. Because I know, you know, over the last several years, women's wrestling is like taking on a beast of its own. Like it is its own thing now.
Yeah, it is.
They're wrestling girls tournaments.
Yeah. And Allie
Allie used to do it. She doesn't want to do it anymore.
Ryan's daughter is this cute little Tinkerbell
Little alley cat.
alley cat. But I mean, you look at her, she's a little Tinkerbell.
She's mean.
And she'd get out there and she'd beat some butt. I loved it. I loved
long time
watching
ago.
that. So
I just want to tell you, 285 muscle. You look at Rich TV, you'll get.
Oh, baby.
I love it. I love it. Hold on, we're getting some.
They're gonna get comments on that for sure.
Charlene says Tristan's wrestles at 220, and sometimes they wrestle up. So Tristan at times has wrestled heavyweight. So
probably
that clarifies. I may not be wrong.
I still can't imagine Tristan at 220. I mean, he'd be pretty ripped at 220.
I mean, he's a big boy though.
Well, I mean, he's just a lot of muscle.
His name's not Tristan; it's Vosity.
Excuse me.
Vosity. All right. So hey, congrats. I mean, we're doing well. We've got a little more to talk about wrestling here in just a second. And let's move on to Rich TV, who covers. He is our Wildcat boys basketball play-by-play announcer, the world famous. And we're going to go over some boys basketball here.
Well, I want to give a shout out to Little Hill, who's also helping me play-by-play. He's graduated last year, and he's done a great job making a commitment with me. And
he's a color commentator.
He got called out by some school kids though, because he starts out, "Let me tell you," last time. But he's been good. The basketball team has been off to a fairly good start. We've been quarantined also, and the coach got quarantined the last 2 weeks. We played Nixa, and I think we caught Nixa a little bit off guard last week, a week ago Friday. We lost by 10, but we lost that in the last minute, and I think we woke those boys up just a little bit. But we're off to a 7-4 start. We got a big week coming up. We got Marshfield on Tuesday at Marshfield, and then we have the Lebanon tournament that we'll play Wednesday at 7:30 against Glendale, Thursday at 7:30 against Jeff City, and the championship game is at 3 o'clock. So let's hope we get there.
And that's back to back to back. Sounds like
it is time to roll. March Madness is right around the corner.
Love that time.
How did we fare in the district seedings?
In the district seedings, for like the blue and gold.
No, for our district bracket.
They haven't even done much on that I have seen.
Okay.
I've not paid much attention to that. There's a lot of basketball still to be played. Just a few things about our team. I've tried to post up there what we're doing. 66.7 on that free throw, and as we talked earlier, Steve, we gotta fix a little bit better of that.
Yeah, I gotta shoot them free throws, boys. Knock them down.
Knock them
free.
away. But our team, we've played 11 games, and Cannon Gibson is our man of scoring. He scored 223 points this year already.
Who is that?
Cannon Gibson.
Yep.
And 20.3. And so I talked to Coach Schaefer and said, if you look at Cannon's makeup over the last 3 years, when we made that Final Four run his sophomore year, he stood outside and just shot. Now he's the shake and bake man down low, and he's got some moves down there that is rather interesting.
Working on that post game, sounds like, in the off season.
He has. He's grown about 2 foot since.
That helps.
Yeah, and so Cannon, he's averaging 20.3, and then our big boy Bergman. No matter if it's football, whatever he's involved in, basketball, we got to have him in the post. He's our center.
Human.
Yeah, and he just bumps into somebody, and the referees call him for a foul. And so, if you've watched much of my games, I'm sorry. I apologize now, but me and the officials never see eye to eye. And I think his dad usually sits right in front of us and would agree that. Sometimes them big boys, you just got to give them room.
Does John get into the game? I mean, does he yell at the refs?
Not really compared to Rick. He's a coach, so he's got that. He had to keep that respect from those officials. But, at times I do holler at him, and I'm a lot calmer this year than I have because I'm on the air. I have to keep thinking back to the code of conduct we got over here.
Yeah.
And I said, Will Worsham maybe putting masking tape on my mouth. But Bergman is key to our game. And, a sophomore that's knocking him out is Sutherland, Curry Sutherland. We got to have him. in there. If he don't score 6-8 points, we're not doing good. But you know what, guys? We got some big news. Hopefully, happening Tuesday night.
What's that?
Yeah, what's that?
Well, we got a new kid come to town from St. Louis, moved here. JT is what I've had him on the radio for just a little bit, but he's about 6'2", and I think he's got plenty of moves. He's going to break out.
And we've been waiting forever. I mean, it seems like an eternity for him. We've all known he's coming. We're all excited that he's part of our Wildcat family, but now we're excited to see what he does on the court.
Yeah, he with Misha, their red tape, and we'll make sure everything's one school's got to release him, we got to do ours, and just like anything in life, there's a lot of paperwork that has to be done, and I think they finally got that cleared up. I'm not heard 100% he's going to be there, but last I heard, it was good to go, and I think it's going to be exciting. We need some rebound help down low. That's what we struggle in. We usually 2-1 on rebounds, but we can for the other team, out rebounding this. And if we can get some help down there and at least get back to usually it's 3 or 4-1, I should say. And if we can get back to 2-1, I think it's really going to help our offense and be able to shoot lights out. So some exciting times ahead. Like I say, tune in, and we're going to have all the games, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and
you know what helps with rebounds?
Grabbing them,
make the
out.
shot,
boxing out. Hey, what do I always say, B? Get your booty in somebody.
Box them out.
Box them out, right?
Well, we moved to Class 5A in basketball.
That's huge.
And that's a heck of a jump from
It is.
3 to 5.
Yeah, that's big.
Football, we were 4, right? We were in 4A.
Right. Yes.
And so we're playing these schools that are twice as big as us.
We're a small 5A, it sounds like.
Oh, my gosh. Just like we were in the football, and
small.
volleyball. And so we're really being penalized.
Hey, you know what, Rich? Those are just excuses. Get it done.
Get it done.
And you know what? We've gotten it done here lately on some of these games. And you're right. I mean, what I've come to accept in this world, you just got to handle the life that's handed to you and make the best of it. And that's what we have to do in moving up these bigger classes. Take care of them. We don't care if they're
and we've
giants.
done well. I mean, we've represented Rogersville extremely well this year.
Very well.
Well, they're growing pains, and they're going to continue. But our city's growing, and exciting times ahead. Let's rock on.
Yeah, man.
Let's do it.
I'm glad to be a part of it.
Yeah. So just to recap, boys basketball. We talked about wrestling. Lady Wildcats once again. Guys, get out. You don't have anything going on Monday night. There's nothing.
No.
Nothing.
It's Corona safe, too. I mean,
It is.
They got both bleachers set up. You can get away from the crowd. You can wear your mask and be cautious, but I think go enjoy it and support these kids. It's safe. In my opinion, anyway.
Well, the thing I always look at it is like these kids, they work their tails off to represent us. Mm-hmm. So get out there and I wear your mask if you got to. Or well, you have to. But get out there and support our Lady Wildcats tomorrow at 6. Our boys basketball team, wrestling. Get rowdy. I think the girls are coming back. What do we always say?
Get chippy.
They're getting chippy.
Before we get off of high school sports, John, I just want to get everybody, March 30th, I believe it is, the end of March, maybe it's the 25th, baseball season kicks off.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Get ready because baseball's coming, and Louis Michael and myself has got the call from the press box, and it's going to be here before you know it. So get your gloves and bats warmed up, and we get ready to play some baseball.
That seems crazy that we're already talking baseball.
I know. It's unbelievable.
So I mean, yeah, that'll be exciting. Hey, let's get down to one of my favorite parts of our show,
being next to me,
other than being next to Ryan White here, the hometown furniture athlete of the week.
Oh yeah,
and you and I kind of kicked this around.
Yep,
we've been gone for a while, so we think that there are 2 very, very deserving young men.
I totally agree with you. We're doing a twofer.
A twofer. And normally we don't do this, but how do we not at this?
After what you've read off, how could you not?
So we want to recognize the hometown furniture athlete of the week for us is Riley Williams and Gabe Brandenburg. And they both, over the last couple weeks, have won.
First, second, and third, it sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, they're tearing it up in these tournaments, but they are over 100 career wins.
I cannot imagine the amount of work it takes to get to that accomplishment.
It's crazy because you already said it best. You said wrestling is the hardest sport. I 100% agree with you.
Oh, yeah.
But you think back, okay, I was talking to Tim Williams tonight. We're kind of going over wrestling a little bit, and he said something. He said, that's 25 a year if you start your freshman year. If you start your freshman year.
And how many do that in class, whatever we are,
wrestling,
3 or 4?
So, young men, we are proud of you. That's a huge accomplishment that I
couldn't do it.
I could never do it. We're so proud of you. You are hometown furniture athletes of the week. Once again, that's Riley Williams and Gabe Brandenburg.
Congratulations.
Over 100 career wins.
Super impressive.
We will have a certificate for you. And not only that, you get a personal photo session from our friends over.
With John.
With John.
Oh, no.
Our friends at Green Box Photography have a sports mini package photo session for you that is absolutely free. It's part of the package. But so we want to thank Hometown Furniture for sponsoring this award. And we want to thank our friends at Green Box Photography for being a part of this show.
Yeah, they made you look really good in their picture taking.
Did you say? Yeah, I don't know how they turned me into like a semi-decent looking guy. Down at the left-hand side, once again, we got Green Box Photography. Little picture of Little B. That's the certificate we'll be giving out. And then Hometown Furniture.
Oh, look at that. I wish the people could
yeah,
see that right
Little B's back there posing because she.
Hey, man, we got a couple comments. Is that Rick Burney?
Yeah, hold on. Let's see what Rick said.
He's talking about baseball. He said, let's play. So
oh, yeah.
I want to not steal your thunder, but
Yes,
I want to do a little bit of K-ROG sports history for when you get to talking about trivia. So for basketball, I left out. We had the first time ever Midwest Sheet Player Medal of the Game, J.J. O'Neal. So write that back when we play trivia in the next year. We can have a good trivia question.
He is the first Midwest
Sheet Metal Player of the Game.
Nice. I mean, it's J.J. O'Neal.
He's an athlete.
He's kind of a big deal.
He's athletic.
Yeah, he's a good
dynamic.
And we have spent time with him one-on-one.
Yeah. He likes me better than you.
Yeah, I think he does. But he's a good kid. I mean, he's young adult, but he's a good kid.
We've talked about that. The guys that we've talked with, they're just also nice to visit with and respectable young men.
Yeah, so we're getting some cool comments. Christopher Brandenburg said, hey, these are great young men.
Yeah.
And Charlene said, I can't see that.
Open your eyes, John.
Riley missed half the season his sophomore year, and Gabe missed all of last year wrestling due to injury. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Can we give it to him twice?
Yeah. I feel like throwing in an extra $10 or something. Wow, man. That's awesome. Well, I hope they know that we appreciate what they do for us. And their accomplishments not only representing
ROG.
They do. I mean, and it's a big deal, you know. And so
represent ROG.
So
represent ROG.
So yeah, congrats, man. We're gonna move on real quick to. I want to talk about real quick. Let me get
Get it together, Poe.
College football playoffs. Gosh, we haven't seen each other since the college football playoffs.
It turned out just as I expected it to.
It did for me too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Notre Dame blew it.
Hold on. It didn't for me.
Well, Ohio State, the first game, I'll be really honest with everybody. I'll eat my words. They showed out in that first game.
They were amazing.
Dominated.
If you were going by one game, Justin Fields gets the Heisman for that game.
Well, that's the point, John.
It's a season.
Everybody else played more games.
That's the point. But I'm not an Ohio State fan by any means.
Yeah, why not?
I despise the Big Ten to some degree. But man, Ohio State took Clemson to the woodshed
and dominated the whole game.
And I would have, and you and I both said, I think Clemson's going to tear them up.
I thought they would have.
But Justin Fields, he got hit like in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
In
a
a
helmet right in his side.
Oh my gosh. And most men would be out.
Yep.
And that kid played the entire game like a hero.
Yeah, he looked really good.
So
you're right, he's tough as nails.
So then when I'm looking at Alabama versus Ohio State, I said Alabama by 3 was my prediction, I think.
I didn't make one, but I thought it would be a whooping.
Yeah, oh yeah, Alabama.
It's just Alabama. It's the machine.
It was Alabama and everyone else. And and I'm not excited about that because I don't like Alabama, but I respect that level of
play. And you know what sucks even worse than that is that there's talk that this last recruiting class they just signed
I know.
may be the best class ever for anybody.
And that's what. Oh man, that's what. I mean, that's hard to take as a college football.
God.
I tell you, Logan called me today, our nephew, and I told him, I said, we talk college football all the time. And I said, Nick Saban became the best head coach in college football history after that game.
Oh, well, yeah, he is. I don't think anyone would even argue that at this point.
I would have said he's tied maybe before that.
No.
But, I mean, he just solidified his place in history.
Yeah, he needs to retire.
You and I both want him to retire. I was extremely he shed some tears after that game.
Yeah, for about 3 seconds.
But
then we got to get on to the next year. He don't even celebrate.
Yeah, Nick Saban. I'm Saban. No, got to respect the man. Got to respect what he does.
He just ran a football program.
But yeah, it was. You and I had talked about it several times about it being a weird season.
Very.
And
the teams that are in the playoffs should have played a regular whole season.
In Cincinnati, I made my point of they were my preseason pick before the game started.
I will give you that.
But
you did good, Pope.
They come up short against Georgia.
Yeah, it's a Power 5 team.
It's a Power 5 team.
Group 5 team. I mean,
but they played.
What's supposed to happen?
Yeah, they played a very good Georgia. Did Oklahoma beat Florida? Didn't they?
Yes. Handedly.
Made them look bad.
And no excuses. They had a ton of guys out, but they should have showed out better than that.
They had their 4 best offensive players out.
That's hard to overcome, no matter.
That's hard to overcome. But my thing is, so where's the defense though?
Yeah, they couldn't stop anybody.
They couldn't stop Spencer Rattler.
It would have been a can you keep up with the scoring?
Yeah.
And those 4 players certainly would have helped their chances. But Kyle Trask looked like a disaster in that game.
Yeah. Alicia says, we'll hope Saban doesn't stay around as long as Bill Snyder. Bill Snyder went to school with Jesus. Jesus and Bill Snyder were in the same first grade class.
It might have been.
But no, golly, it's hard to. If you're a fan of college football, it's okay to hate Alabama, but you're not a fan if you don't respect them.
That. Yeah, it is a dynasty.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy what they've done. Rick Burney said, "Do they ever have a transfer out of there?" Yes, they actually
do.
several. Yeah. Alabama or Arkansas. Didn't you guys just pick up a Bama transfer?
Not from Bama. No, we got one from Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, okay.
Quarterback. You better watch out for them pigs next year, y'all.
Yeah, so I actually
gonna bust them up.
So our top 5 tonight, we'll get to that later, is top 5 college football teams for next year.
I want to like mine.
I want to tell you, I have Arkansas in my top 20. I was thinking about this hard today. Arkansas in my top 20, maybe top 15.
I don't know that they'll be top 15 yet. I think after another recruiting cycle, I think they could probably bust the top 15.
But you agree with me on top 20?
Yeah, I think they're a top 25 team. But they still got to prove it. They got a lot to prove.
I got a question
Yeah.
Let
for
it
the
rip.
non-football guy really here. So Matt Jones was the quarterback for Alabama, right?
Correct.
Did he not start at Arkansas at some point, or is there a Matt
That's
Jones?
a different Matt Jones.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's
They played a lot
crazy?
differently too.
Well, that's what I thought. I'm like, it seems like this Matt Jones was not near this
He
good.
never graduates.
Alicia made a good point to Rick Burney's comment. Rick said, "Do they ever have a transfer out?" I don't even know why I wasn't thinking about this. Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I mean, they've had some go. Yeah.
Jalen came to OU and balled out for OU.
And
you know,
that's the thing about Alabama. Their backups that transfer out, they will start for every other team in the country.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, they're deep. You know, the only way you beat Nick Saban is to be smarter than Nick Saban, and it's very, very rare you see that. I mean, it's just a Nick Saban off night or something. I don't know.
Or is it the fact that he has the best players in the entire country?
Well, I don't think it is,
I
because
do.
you look at Bill Snyder, and Bill Snyder historically for K-State gets a 2-star recruit, 3-star would be huge.
Yeah, and he would flip them into a
5-star
baller.
Yeah. And maybe it is. I don't know. I think Nick Saban is disciplined. I think he's got it like a machine.
It is.
And I think that's more the success than anything. I don't know, man.
This is like a debate for another day.
Yeah, it does.
I think it's best players.
It might be best players. I don't know. I want to touch briefly on one subject, and then we'll go back to college football.
Let's do it.
I'm proud of my Browns.
They got beat, John.
They got beat, but man, I'm proud of them. I get a lot of crud. I'm not an NFL fan.
You're a Baker Mayfield.
I'm a Baker Mayfield fan.
And you know what? I am too.
Yeah.
If I'm being really honest.
You are?
I love the way he plays. Oh, yeah.
I'm a fan of, I like, even, and I'm not even saying OU players, like, there be Big 12 players that were really good, and I'll root for them.
Mm-hmm.
But I am a Browns fan because, man, Baker to me, has been a really great quarterback. He's the best quarterback I think OU's ever had. But, you come in 3 years ago when Baker took over, and I'm already getting the Go Chiefs.
Yeah.
They won one game.
He turned him around.
And he turned them around.
Yeah.
And so, I'm proud of him. I got a lot of grief from Chiefs fans this week, but I put a post out, earlier, and I said, your butt was puckering in that last 4 minutes.
Yeah, that was a freak deal, man.
It was.
Like, how in the world did he get a concussion from?
Yeah, I don't know.
From that, Mahomes. But what I was going to say, to me, like, Baker Mayfield is the modern day Brett Favre.
He is.
The way that he plays
I love it.
with such passion. You can tell he's having so much fun out there and just slinging it.
Dr. Kaiser says, John, sorry about Baker. Hey, Baker did great, man.
Baker didn't play bad.
I'm excited. He and Brett Favre is who I would say too.
Yeah, that's just kind of what he reminds me of. He's our era Brett Favre.
Yep. I don't want to brag because we've become kind of a big deal, and so we have access to bigger players. We cover from high school to the NFL. And I don't want to brag and kind of seem like, our heads are big, but we've gotten big.
We're a big deal.
So after the game, I got an interview with Baker Mayfield.
Oh, wow. What did
and
he
I
say,
want
John?
to play it real quick if that's okay. Rich, are you okay with me?
I'm good.
Let's
hear it.
play
I
this
can't wait to see
Baker
this.
Mayfield interview. So you had a good game today. Thought you played well, you passed well. What was the difference? Yeah, the touchdown that should have been a touchdown, but it was a targeting call where Kansas City targeted Higgins. Is that correct? Yeah, I feel bad too, buddy. All right, what do we say to Billy? Thanks, Billy, for joining us. So that
is
so that may not be the actual Baker Mayfield you're thinking of, but that's my dog, Baker Mayfield.
yeah.
And he was very upset that
Clearly.
And that's our life-size Billy Sims bobblehead. A lot of times when I'm having a question about something, Rich, I'll be like, does Alicia really love me?
You hit Billy's head.
And I'll hit Billy's head, and most of the time he says yes.
That's great to hear, man.
Well,
So-
I'll tell you what I love about the Browns is just seeing the success of the guy they signed last week and coming off the line.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that speaks to your hometown athlete and success for the little guy. And I'm not a big Chiefs fan or National Football fan either, but I watch it time to time. But when you see success for those guys that have put in the time and the heart and to walk in and get the win, and that guy played today, I didn't watch the game. I listened on the radio a little bit, but congrats to them guys. They worked hard and they got to the NFL and got a chance to win a game.
Yeah. Rick Burney says, poor dog. What's poor about him, man?
His name.
He's a great dog.
Though.
Yeah, he's a good dog.
He'll eat your hand.
That's
If
Sammy.
you ever-
That's Sammy.
That freaking dog about ate my hand trying to give it a carrot.
No,
You didn't tell me that.
that's so you were feeding Sammy, who's named after Sam Bradford. She is our chow hound.
Yeah.
But
You might say, hey, Ryan, if you're going to give him a treat, watch your fingers.
we had Ryan and Steph come over and feed our dogs one time we were gone, and Ryan about lost a few
Oh,
fingers.
my gosh.
Yeah, with carrots, right?
Oh, I get the carrots are great, but you could at least warn a brother.
Yeah.
Hey, the one thing about your post, the biggest Chiefs fan in Rogersville did say he was worried.
Jamie Williams,
Well, I seen Brian Jared said that also.
Brian. Yeah. Man, I get it. Here's the deal: Mahomes is a special player, you know, and had Mahomes stayed in, would that score have been as close? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
Now, granted, I will say this about the Browns: I think that the score in the first half was lopsided due to the Higgins fumble.
That was
You
a
know,
fumble, Pope.
what's that?
It was a fumble.
No, it was a fumble. It was a Higgins fumble. Could that score have been a lot closer? Absolutely.
Sure.
But Mahomes, man, he is next level.
Andy Reid doesn't get enough credit.
Andy Reid, absolutely.
I mean, you think about his job, just think about his job as the head coach. You have got to figure out a way to distribute the football to that many dynamic players.
Yeah.
I mean, what a problem to have, but to keep them all happy. Can you imagine?
Yeah, and people forget Andy Reid didn't just start at Kansas City.
No, he's been doing this forever.
I mean, he's amazing, coach. Everybody says Mahomes, and don't get me wrong, that team's not anything without Mahomes. Andy Reid has developed Holmes into who he is.
Oh, yeah.
Mahomes. Do I keep saying Holmes?
He's
Mahomes.
He's your homie.
Homie.
2013 Saints right now.
2013.
Yeah,
and that's
I kind of thought the
halfway
Saints have
through
a
the
better
third.
team than the Bucks. I mean, I know they got Tom Brady, but I think the Saints overall probably got a better football team.
That's the geriatric bowl.
Yes.
They were tied at half, but I may have missed
They
the
put that-
PAT, huh? These kickers, what's up with that?
They got that biofreeze on the knee.
Brady is a little older than me. I give that guy credit
A
because
little.
he is. He's like, I'm 43. He's like 6 months older than
I
me.
thought he was 60.
No, it's tough for me to get out of bed without biofreeze. So, hey, let's move on real quick. We'll touch briefly on this. Something Ryan and I wanted to talk about just a second about. We talked about the college football playoffs. We talked about Oklahoma and Florida, and you said a couple guys were missing, and that's because they opted out.
Yeah, that's a problem.
It's a big problem. What do you think about that, Rich?
He
It
don't know.
stinks, but who opted out first? Which
But-
teams opted out?
So I don't know exactly on Florida's team. I know they had like 7 guys out or something like that. But some of them opted out because they're going to go pro, and they're like top-notch players, which you kind of understand. If you have that kind of talent, you don't want to get hurt. Here's my problem, Pope. If you're going to commit to a school and your team is in a bowl game, play the bowl game.
I agree.
Don't quit on your team. That's what they're doing. They call it opting out.
It's
because
quitting.
of the Rona. They're quitting.
Yeah.
We had a player do that. Our starting running back, Rakeem Boyd, did that. 1 game left in the regular season, and he quit his team.
Yeah, Alicia said it, and Alicia and I get so mad about this, and we talk about at home, don't ever quit on your team.
Don't quit on them.
And here's my thing is if I'm a scout I don't think that's great.
Yeah, and I don't. This is kind of what we were wanting to get to. I don't like the message it sends to the youth sports. I mean, amateur athletes. Those guys are amateur athletes trying to make it to the next level. And then, like my son, my oldest son, he loves the Razorbacks, of course. He don't have a choice because I do. But, like, what does that say to him? It's okay to quit. And I don't like that message by somebody.
Oh, absolutely.
And he came back and played the game. Well, they would have played the game that TCU quit on.
Was it TCU?
Yeah, they're the reason we didn't play.
I coach a little bit, and we had a player. I won't name names, but 10 seconds left, ball gets stolen, they just quit at half court.
Oh,
and
we're running the next practice. Y'all better be ready.
How do I go out there and I did. I mean, I'm halfway out on the court before the time expires. And this player had given me 100% all game, had hurt herself in a game, give me 100% all game. But you don't let quit creep in ever.
No.
And so how do I explain to that player when they're watching college football players say, I don't want to play this game because I don't want to get hurt? How do you explain that?
I don't know.
I mean, it's, especially when they're fans and they, these young kids are looking up to these players saying, gosh, I want to be that kind of player someday. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, I don't want to play because I don't want to get hurt. I'm going to.
Well, getting hurt is inevitable at some point.
It is.
You're going to get dinged up playing football, no matter at what age.
But if it was the national championship, you would still be in there.
Right. That's part of the problem with this bowl system that we have right now, I think. If they had, hear me out, tell me what you think on this. If we had take the same major bowls, quote unquote, major bowls, and you put those in a playoff format, those kids are going to be more likely to play in those games if they know they have a chance to actually get to the national championship.
I agree. We have to expand the playoff one. I think if anything this year taught us, it was that the playoff, it's geared towards Power 5 teams. And if you want to truly know who the winner is
in the country,
go to an expanded playoff.
Make it 8.
You look at the NCAA basketball tournament, and you'll get.
How many they got now? Like 7. I don't even know how many they have.
Yeah,
60-something, 70.
Well, they started out at 64. Then we had to play all these play-in games. So you're up to like 72 now.
Yeah.
See, so that's why I say 8. Like you make it 8 teams. Let's do 8, and let's see how it works.
Yeah, because honestly, you're outside of number 8. You're outside.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying with football.
With football.
Now,
basketball's a different story.
You see upsets every year.
Yeah.
And it's not just like for one game. They'll upset, 3 or 4 teams.
Well, because the rankings, you take like a Coastal Carolina or something like that, where they're not really getting to play Power 5 teams in basketball either.
Right.
I think that's why the tournament, you're not putting as much wear and tear on your body in basketball as you are football. That's why you can play that many games. But I'm with you. An 8-team tournament, leave it the way it is. After that, it's done. Yeah. If you're number 9, you're 9. Come on, dude.
Just think about if you had A&M in some of those games.
Oklahoma.
Yeah. Those 2 teams can play ball, and they can beat some.
Yeah.
They can beat Florida.
I agree.
Well, I think that, talking about opting out, I think it's just a reflection of our society today. It's all about individuals.
Good point.
Not
bring
about,
it, Rich.
I hate to bring it up, but that's just.
I don't bring it up.
Society is just terrible. It's
Yeah.
all about I and not about the community.
Testify, my friend. Because we say, Ryan and I say on the show all the time, sports is a metaphor for life.
Amen.
Because 99.9% of these kids are not going on past the high school level to do anything.
That's right.
So you're learning character, you're learning,
discipline.
all the discipline. You're learning so much in sports.
Teamwork.
And then
hustle.
Absolutely.
Putting in the extra work.
So, hey, we want to say we'd like to see it different. I know NCAA doesn't care what we say. They will someday because we're going to be big
on the
Ocho. But man, it's disheartening.
Leadership.
We're talking power,
character. I could keep going.
We're talking New Year's 6 bowl games.
Right.
We're not talking like the the dirt bowl or whatever,
the major bowls. Like I said, we want to keep the major bowls. However, whatever we classify those, the Rose Bowl, Orange Bowl, Sugar Bowl, Fiesta Bowl, right? I mean, those are 4 big ones. We need to keep those bowls.
Is the Cotton Bowl little now?
Cotton Bowl's big.
Cotton Bowl's a big bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, just historically, those are kind of the main 4 that I can remember.
Yeah. I just, it bugs me when I've got my daughter watching an athlete that's a dog and pony athlete.
Yeah.
BU, I always bring this up, but Kobe Bryant. I mean, I have more. Man, I found more about him after death. I wish I would have known more about him before he, tragically died. But he was an athlete,
and he worked.
Extra. I guess one of the ones I kind of wish I look at little B, and I hope I show her a lot of his clips and stuff. Is Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow's greatest quarterback to play college football.
I agree. And so. Not just in the fact that he was a great quarterback, but
leadership.
Leadership. Everything
Integrity.
you keep going, man, because that's Tim Tebow. I know. And I would much rather, these parents get excited because they're like, "Oh, my kid scored 80 points a game. Great." They're a jerk off the court. I'd rather my kid score maybe 2,
be an outstanding citizen,
and be like that player that's out there showing integrity and leadership and all this stuff, and I guess my point, and I'll bring it back to
reel it in, Pope.
It's hard for young kids now, I think, to find sports athletes that can be role models for them.
Yeah.
We're getting away from that more and more.
And I don't know what it's like in our other programs. And Rich, maybe you can speak to this a little bit about the basketball. I don't know how close you get to interact with the team, but like I can remember when we were in the football season. And I can just remember there being comments, and I would hear people talk about kind of the camaraderie and the leadership that this last senior class had and how they kind of brought along the younger guys and tried to develop a culture of winning and unity. And I told them when we interviewed those 3 boys, I said, you guys don't understand right now what that probably means to the underclassmen. And that's a big deal, and they need to keep that stuff going.
And I think they've done a great job of that. Those guys, we followed JJ and Bergman, all the way through their careers. And basketball, I think, is a little tougher because it's so much individualized.
Right.
Drive to the hoop or rebound. But you see that through baseball and volleyball and all of the sports, and I'm very proud of our community and how they do that. I want to tell you guys about a big moment.
Yeah,
we had last Friday night, a week ago Friday night at Nixa. At football, we were in 80 to 120 range. We got to 38, and we were celebrating on viewers.
Hey, man,
nice.
So, it's just going to keep going.
Yeah, it's been tough, And to me, what always amazes me is the heart and soul behind our football team. From our community, when we're not really good at times, they still show up.
Yeah,
and we've seen that on our broadcast, and we've seen that in life, and it's great to be a part of. And
it is.
And this show just adds to those things, and so it takes us adults to be adults to bring the younger kids along in times that they remind us what we need to be doing.
Yeah, and I feel blessed. I mean, to be able to, do games with you, do a show with you, and I think we all kind of feel the same way. We see things similar most of the time when it comes to sports, maybe not teams and stuff like that, but we do see the integrity and the leadership and the greater attributes of sports very clear. So hey, real quick, because we are running out of time, man. It goes by so fast.
This is our show.
I know it's our show.
If we want to run 5 or 10 minutes,
I know
that's our deal.
Hey, want to thank our sponsor, Rogersville Pharmacy.
He's my drug dealer.
He's my drug dealer. I got to tell you, Jim is.
I got to call him. I'm out of meds, man.
Well, call him right now. Let's get him. I've got his number. Let's call his cell phone number, Jim.
Let's see what kind of drugs he's on down there.
I got to tell you a little story. Normally I have a little script to read, but I went in there. I had some business I had to do in there the other day. They're closed. They'll bring the drugs, their stuff out to you right now.
They call
And
that curbside service.
curbside
Let me
service.
clear that up
Sorry.
for you.
But what I got to thinking I was like, man, those guys have busted their rears in a year and stayed open, and I mean, they're very essential, obviously. But I went in there; they're all in masks, and they're running around like bees in a beehive,
Right.
and that's a normal day for them.
Yeah.
And so I appreciate having,
'em. Keep my blood pressure down.
you've got kids, so you need that. But yeah, I mean, I appreciate Jim. I appreciate his staff. It's an amazing fun. If you go in there, you're not lacking a fun time because he's fun. But Jim and Rogersville Pharmacy, we thank you.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
So
Great time.
you look like you had something you wanted.
No,
I
I'm
did
just
too. I thought
riding.
he was gonna
I'm
bring
riding
him.
along. It's fun times, and so, you're gonna get in the top 5.
Hey, hold on real quick. Dr. Kaiser says Biofreeze is $12 a bottle at his
Dadgum.
place.
I'm in the wrong
That's
business.
awesome.
And she said, and his wife says use the app. I didn't know there was an app.
I didn't either.
Maybe
For Biofreeze?
I think for Kaiser Chiropractic. I tell you what, Lisha, her hump went right away. I told you she had a hump. She would. He fixed her, man, and I'm like, I didn't think he was getting that out. Love you, babe. I'm just joking. She didn't have a hump, but she did go in there, and he fixed her, and she's walking around great. Lil B, you ready?
Hey,
I may not get dinner tonight.
hey, I want to get up my little lease at my chair. I think
no.
she
Oh,
adds more than I
no.
can add about it.
She's got it.
All right.
Those are going to be sweaty. All right. We are doing our top 5 this week is top 5 college football teams next year. And as we do it, we're going to start with Rich down here at number 5. We're going to work our way down to Ryan, who will give us 5 and 4. So, Rich, who do you got for number 5?
Well, let me get my notes up here real fast. And so you see, I got the top 20 on here, and so let's just draw one out of the straw. And I'm reaching for straws here. And how about Florida?
Rich has got Florida at number 5. I could see that. Alicia says, I might not get dinner for a week. I love you. You know you're a hottie. All right, at number 5, I've got Georgia.
Really, that's not a bad pick.
I like Georgia. They bring back a lot of players, and so I like Georgia. Who you got, B?
Ohio State.
Ohio State at 5. That's
wow.
I like that.
I did extensive research
Who do you got?
in about 20 minutes. So I'm going to bring in, are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
I'm going to bring in Clemson at number 5.
Man, I tell you what, I don't think that's insane. I almost put them there.
Yeah. I think they're going to be down a little bit from where they were.
I agree.
My number 4, if I had to go number 4, I'm going to say my number 4 team is going to be Georgia.
Georgia's good. Who do you got, B, at 4?
Georgia.
Nice. At 4, I have Oklahoma or Ohio State.
Okay.
Well, Georgia sounds like a great answer to me. I'm going with Georgia, baby.
Nice. That's a good one, Rich. Who do you got at 3, Rich?
Oh, man.
You didn't know I was coming back to you
No,
so
I knew I was
fast.
coming here. And so number 3, and I'm telling you, folks, I didn't do any research. So Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. Rick Burney says Nebraska, and I don't know. Man, I would love to see that, but I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that year. I got Clemson at 3, and I have to agree with Ryan. This was tough with me because I don't know why I had him at 3 or 5, but I agree with him. I could easily drop Clemson to 5, but I got him at 3.
It's because they're losing their quarterback.
Yeah,
and
Trevor
he's-
Lawrence. Look at B.
She's so
All right,
smart.
who do you got at 3?
Clemson.
Clemson.
Breaking
Nice.
into top 5. I got I've got North Carolina at number 3.
Wow.
Winning the ACC.
You know what? That's not out there.
No, it's not.
It really isn't. I love that
I
pick.
told you I did extensive research.
No, but I seriously love that
No,
pick.
they're going to be really good.
I-
They have
you-
a ton of guys coming back.
And you and I were high on North Carolina.
They were really good this year. You're gonna not like my number 2.
Who's your 2?
I've got Iowa State
Okay.
coming in at number 2, winning the Big 12.
I could see that.
Because the only reason is because I think Oklahoma has a tougher schedule overall on their away games, I think they could slip up.
That's good. Yeah, that's great. I think you drink, but that's fine. Who do you got at 2B?
Alabama.
Man, you got Alabama at 2.
Number 2?
Why Alabama at 2?
You'll see for my number 1.
All right, she says I'll see.
It's Oklahoma.
I've got coming in at number 2 Oklahoma. I agree with Ryan. I think I almost put actually Iowa State in my top 5, but then when you get to thinking they would have to play Oklahoma twice, and so I'm going to go with Oklahoma just based off they are bringing basically everybody back next year. We're losing some defensive players, but we were the top 15 defense in the nation this year. We're going to be back next year, so I got Oklahoma at 2.
I'm gonna go Alabama at number 2.
Wow, Rich, that's you and Little B, man.
Yeah, hey, we are drinking, and I did watch
wrong
the championship game, and I enjoyed that, But number 1, I'm going with Little B.
Who are you going?
Little B.
Little B's number 1.
Little B.
I don't want to steal her thunder. I'm going with Little B's number 1.
Little B's number 1. I'll go ahead and give you my number 1. I've got Alabama. I'm a believer in you're there till someone knocks you off. Like we said earlier, they were the best team by far in the country. Do I wish Oklahoma was there? Yes, but Alabama number 1.
Number 1, Alabama.
You got Alabama number 1. Let's hold on. Let me think if I can think who Little B has. Little B, who do you have?
Myself.
Yourself.
No, I'm not. Oklahoma.
Why Oklahoma?
Because I love them.
You love them. I agree with you. I think what's interesting is if you're watching a lot of these big college football sports news sources, a lot of them have Oklahoma at 1 or 2 right now. Man, I'm telling you what, I'm a firm believer. You stay as a champion until you get knocked off as a champion. So,
hey, I got one thing here. I want to thank Little B for sending me that text with the notes, so we got it all squared away. I needed help.
Did you? So Rich has got Oklahoma, B's got Oklahoma, and Ryan and I have Alabama. So
we'll take y'all.
I think Rattler needs one more year.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. Guys, we appreciate you coming. Any last words, man? Anything? What do you got?
The Browns are going to be chippy next year.
Yeah, Little B.
They're going to be all right next year.
Little B says Browns are going to be chippy. Hey, KC fans, you heard it first from Little B. She's kind of a sports genius.
She's pretty much amazing. So.
Go Cats, big week of basketball. See y'all there.
Yeah, Monday night or tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. Hey, come and watch other games before that. Get hyped. Anything else, Ryan?
Just keep producing greatness.
Hey, we're playing Hollister tomorrow at 6. What do we say? We're coming for you. Guys, well, thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.
Deuces.